Here we go. All right, so we're going to go over how to use Canva to create an Instagram post. And this is it's focused on authors. It's not like all the wild and crazy things that Canva can do for us, but it's just very specific for authors. And you know that using Instagram or Facebook, but we're going to just focus on Instagram, it's really important to have eye-catching posts. And the easiest way to do is to create them in Canva. And we're going to just walk through the simple steps to create a professional social media content that engages your readers and showcases your literary work. In other words, it helps to sell. And now let's go to the next post. Okay. So why Canva? Okay. As an author, establishing a strong social media presence is important for connecting with readers because your readers are on Instagram. And Canva gives you the best solution for an inexpensive way to create those professional looking graphics without any kind of technical expertise. It has a user, and the four reasons are it has a user-friendly interface with drag and drop functionality. It's affordable compared to Photoshop, where you have to learn these complex design things. That there are thousands of customizable templates that are optimized for the different social media platforms. So you don't even have to think what is the sizes and how does it have to be placed on the design and all of that. They're going to do it for you. And all you have to do is go in and change them a little bit. And so that makes it perfect for promoting your books, for newsletters, which means like getting people to sign up for your newsletter, and just overall keeping your visibility out there, which is building up your author brand. So the first thing we're going to do is sign up and open Canva. So you're going to create your account. You can create it for free. Just go to canva.com. And you also, for 7 days, I think it is what I saw today, is you can explore the Canva Pro for additional features. Now it says I'm told over and over again, the free version gives you plenty of functionality for most authors. However, once you stroll into the pro version, you won't go back to the free version. I'm just putting that out there. We're going to find some Instagram templates. We're going to find one because our goal today is to create one of those posts for Instagram that are very popular right now, which have the little squiggles on it and it lists the tropes with the book cover. That is what we're going to be working on. And we're going to be able to select a template. There are thousands out there, and there's a couple of them that already have the little squiggles and stuff in design that we're just going to be able to go into and customize for our book and our tropes. And a pro tip here is once you do find a template that you like, save it, and then you can reuse it in the future. Nothing like saving. Saving is good. I went too fast. Okay. So the second thing we're going to do is actually customize the template, which is really easy. All we have to do is replace the images with our image. So that means the book cover. I don't know if you'd want to use an author photo, but book cover. And sometimes the other things that you'd want to do is the little icons that display the different places that they can buy the book. And I'm going to actually show you how you can go and get those and save them to your Canva. Or you can use their stock photo library. Then we're going to go in and change the text. So all we have to do is double click on any of the text boxes that are on our template and put in the words that we want to have in. So that's not hard. And then the magic comes into adjusting the brand colors. Because just because you pick a template, the colors may not match, but there's an easy way, and they provide it with a color picker where we can change out the colors in the template that we're using so it matches either the book cover or it matches our website, which is really your author brand. So I hope you're in love with your websites, people. That's why you have to make a really good website that you like the colors and you like the fonts, because that is what people are going to see and you're going to draw them back to that. So you want to keep using it. Some of the essential design elements that we're going to go over really quickly are the lines and the shapes and frames. We can use grids to keep it clean and organized so that you can so it doesn't look sloppy is the best way that I can say to put it in there. I'm going to show you how to adjust filters for brightness, contrast, saturation. You don't want to get too carried away with this, but it's always fun to play with it for a little bit. We can also incorporate graphic elements that complement the genre because readers are looking for book covers, and book covers for each of the different genres have a very distinct look. It changes over the years and over the months, but it has a distinct look. For example, it was very interesting that I was at book club this week in person and two readers talking to each other. And she was looking at some book covers, and the lady next to her said, "Oh, that's a historical mystery. It's a woman's historical mystery, and I bet you it's set in World War II." And the other lady looked at her and like, "How do you know that?" She goes, "Because she's standing with her back. It's got like an old-fashioned scene, and there's a sunrise, and it's very faded color." And we went and looked at it, and yes, it was a historical World War II. One was a mystery, and then they started just looking for other ones that they knew were women's historical World War II books, and they all had those elements on it. So don't ever think that readers don't recognize book covers without even looking at them, just by the design elements that are on there, because it shows what the genre is. And then we're going to experiment with transparency and layering for depth, and that really makes it look 3D. The step 4 is to add engaging text because the text on there is going to be readable in a graphic. You can use it for book quotes. That's very popular right now, and it does capture people's attention. So if you have a couple of quotes, now it can't be too long. It's going to have to be short because they have to be able to read it. If you look at your own image on your phone or that's up there and you have to squint, then take some text out. Be Coco Chanel and take stuff off, okay? You can always make a series of posts. They're called carousels in Instagram, where you have here's leads one slide leads to the next slide to the next slide till they read the whole story. You can use these Instagram posts for event announcements. And event announcements aren't just in-person events in a physical place. It could also be that you are going to be a guest at a Facebook group or Facebook Live or a Facebook group thing for a while. Or if you are any kind of thing like that, or if your book is showing up in a bookstore, even though you're not going to be at the bookstore, you can go ahead and say, hey, you can get your book here and use their information and make sure that you tag that bookstore. The thing about tagging, which, this is like a secret, is that when you tag a post, not hashtag, but a tag, the @ sign, when you tag another Instagram account in either the picture itself, which is where tagging, or you tag it in the caption, then the algorithm behind the scene is also going to show that post to the followers of the other account. And I think you can tag up to, you don't want to be too crazy here. I think 4 tags is like optimal per picture. I think you can tag a lot more than that, but the tags will sometimes pop up and then they can't see the picture. So you want to be judicious with that. But other things to tag is things like your book club, your publisher, all of that stuff. You can also, for putting text in there, is make sure you put a call to action, not only in the caption, but also on the picture itself. So that would be, for example, if it's on Kindle Unlimited, you want to put the Kindle Unlimited, either the words or use the logo of Kindle Unlimited on there so people can make that connection. It was available on Edelweiss, not Edelweiss, what is it called? Kobo Plus. You could use that if it's available on Apple Books, because they recognize what the logos are for their different e-readers, and everybody reads in different places. So you never know. It's not all just Kindle. Then the step 5 is the final process. You want to be able to preview it so you can see how it will look on a mobile device. You want to check always for typos and make sure that all of the elements are clearly visible. They're not in the corners. There's this little bit that like frames your whole design that's not going to show up. So you just want, it's like the bleed area. So you don't want to put stuff there that's important. Then make sure that your branding is consistent with your other materials because there's just a recognizability here. Then we're going to actually download it. I'll show you how to download it. You pick either PNG or JPEG, and then you save it to your Canva account for future editing or repurposing. Then you can post it to Instagram. You can do it on your phone, or you can do it with the desktop version. In this case, would be the desktop version. It's easy to do it, and then make sure that you have a great caption. Sometimes it's just rewriting a little bit more of what is actually in the graphic. Just remember, most people are looking at their Instagram without sound, so they're reading either the words that you have on there, which is the caption, or they're reading the graphic itself. And then again, I'm preaching to the choir here, guys. I'm telling you over and over again. You need to schedule and to post consistently. And you can use tools like Later, Planoly, or even Instagram's Studio to schedule your posts. And do check and see when you're getting more comments or shares on your Instagram posts, because it could be that the optimal time for people that your readers are looking is evenings. Because the other commerce that's out there, they always say post in the middle of the day, because that's when most people are looking. Between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock is like the best time to post your newsletters and everything else. But I know I'm looking at Instagram mostly in the evening right before I go to sleep, or when I have spare time during the day, and it might be early morning or something like that. So what you need to do is figure out when your readers are looking at the Instagram. And how do you tell that? You can tell by the way that they engage. And how are they engaging? They're liking, they're commenting, they're sharing. Sharing is the best thing. And again, this is just the pro tip, is just to say it again, tag people and use location. Even if one of the new things about the location that just came up that I talked about before is that if your book is set in a certain location, use that location in your tag. Don't necessarily use the location of where you are physically, but you can go ahead and use that location. So if you have a book that's set in the Rockies in Denver, pick Denver as the location. If you have a book that's set in London, even if it's a historical, tag London, UK. It's like a secret thing. Nobody's doing it yet, but that's what they're putting out there. So go ahead and be the first one. Some of the other things that you can do is you can make animated content. This is with the pro version mostly. If you've seen the graphics and they'll have like little fireworks going off, or they'll have blinking text, or the text like just fills out. Those are some of the things that you can do with Canva. It's usually under the pro version, and you can make it into a GIF. GIFs are better. GIF, I say GIF, is better than MP4, an MP4, which is the video, because you can put GIFs in more places than you can put videos. So if you want to reuse your Instagram post, the graphic in your newsletter, you're going to want to use a GIF. You're not going to want to upload the video, because the email programs treat videos different than they treat GIFs. They treat GIFs as if it is an actual image. So that's cool. So if you want to add animation to your newsletter, this is the way to go. The design series is like you're creating a group of posts that have the consistent elements over again. And you've seen, these are like countdowns to the day the book comes out. 1 day to go, 2 days to go, 3 days to go, 4 days, whatever it is, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of thing. There's also a series of where it's every day they do a different quote from a book, and it has the book cover on it too, it's a series, and that's what you create. You're using the same kind of basic design look, and you're just changing one or two little elements within it. And also the templates that you're going to find, there's some that are specific for authors and book promotions, which will save you lots of time. And they're always adding new ones, which is great. And you can always buy some if you want to. There's people out there that are creating templates. So if you find somebody that you really and you like their work, you can buy their template and then reuse it yourself for your work. So you ready to go? This is going to be easy. And I am going to go ahead and use the pro version, because we'll start with the not pro version, and then we'll move into the pro version, because you'll see how great it is. And that is it there. So now I'm going to go straight over. All right, so this is the free version of Canva. And this is where you start. You'll see it's a very plain thing. It's trying to be friendly with me. It says, what will I design today? And you've got three options at the top: your designs, templates, or Canva AI. And you're going to use the same box for any of the things that you write in here, which is, we'll call it a prompt. So what we want to do is we want to design an Instagram post for a book with tropes and arrows. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, here we go. We got arrows, we got words, we got some middle of thing, and that's not useful. All right, this is a video. I don't care. I don't like that. This is seriously how I go and do things. All right, hey, look, I got the squiggles. I don't know how to do the squiggles, and maybe this would work. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I'm looking at these things and I'm like, this is an interesting one. I bet you I could put my book cover in there and then I could put some words, but I only have one arrow. Okay, this is what I really want, but I don't know if this is, but it's also a pro design, which means that I have to pay for it. When it has pro with a little crown, that means it's a paid for version. So I'm actually just looking at, yeah, I'm not like happy with this. I'm going to change the words up here. So I'm going to design an Instagram graphic. See if instead of post, if graphic works better. What do we have in my designs? Okay. I had found this before, which I really liked, and I saved it. And the reason for that is because it's got a cool background. No. And it's got the twirly little arrows, which somebody had asked about. And it's got a lot of extra stuff that I don't care about, although I am fond of these little hearts. But I can put my book cover in here. And I'm like, yeah, this would be something worth working on. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one. Now, the first thing I need to do is to do some uploads because yeah, I need to put in my book cover. So I have already loaded Mrs. Endicott's. Does somebody have their trope? We'll put in some pretend tropes. So when I do that, it covers up too much stuff. So I'm just going to erase it. What I'm going to do is move this. This is the drag and drop. I'm going to move it right into that element. Did you see what I did? And now you notice that there's shading here behind it, which was in the original one, but it now does it around this as well. So that is good. Now there's words here where it says book covers. I don't want that. I don't want words to say book covers there. So I'm going to hit this delete key. It's a trash can. So all you have to do is when you highlight an element and you see you have options here, which are to lock it in place. Don't do that. To duplicate it, which is copy it. To delete it. We're going to delete it. So now it's gone. So we've got Mrs. Endicott's Splendid Adventure, Reese Bowen. Cool. Now I've got these twirly little arrows, which somebody loved. So let's say, so it's pointing at whatever, this is where we would put the tropes and point it back into the book cover. So in this case, we're going to say, I'm going to have to just make up stuff, guys. So the way that you edit a text box that's already there is just double click on it with your mouse. All right. So we're going to say women's fiction. Second chance. We'll pretend the second chances, but I want the arrow to also point from here I don't want just one arrow. I've seen them with lots of arrows and I like arrows. So how do I make a copy of that? I click on it, I click on it and I highlight it. And then I go up here to duplicate. I hit the duplicate. Now, there's two little buttons that come up here. I've got one that looks like a cross. That's my mover. Then the second button, which has an arrow going up and an arrow going down, is the movement of it. And in this case, I want to rotate it. And now I can move it again. So it's now pointing from my second chances, I'm going to curse away, second chances in back to the book cover. Now, I don't want this at all down here because I want to give it a little more room. So what I'm going to do is move my second chances down here and I move the background down there. So I'm just moving things. And now I can move the arrow and point it, and that gave me a little bit more room. Is that good for everybody? Now, I hate ratings. So Sarah's going to get rid of the ratings. This is like for an influencer, and I'm going to get rid of that. Don't like it. This is an interesting little thing. And I'm like, whatever. How far does it go? Oh, we could put that down here at the bottom. Okay, so I've added a little bit things from here, and this one, this text is interesting because what they've done here is they've used the effects and they use this one where the shape of the text is a curve. Okay, so whatever I put in here is still going to curve. So that's an interesting thing. So what I'm going to say here is now available. So that's my call to action. So when I'm in it, it goes straight across. But when I click away from it, it does that cool curve, right? This is going to be, I think this is Italy. We're going to say it's Italy. So this is an Italian adventure. Right. The genre is a second chance is that. So maybe I don't really need this, or I could put something else in here. I don't know, mystery. We're just making stuff up here. Okay. And you will notice that on every, even text or elements, I can use this curvy. I can use the change. I can move things around a little bit so that this doesn't have to be straight across. So I'm just playing with that. Now, the background, this is all cool, but it doesn't match the cover of my book. So what I'm going to do is I clicked on the whole thing, which gives me the back cover, and you'll notice at the top it says background color. So I click on it. It opens up over here. I've got a couple of different things that I can work with. It's automatically picked the book covers and it's taking it's taking colors from the book and it's saying maybe, to me, it says maybe you want to try changing using these colors so it matches the element that you've done. So let's just play with this. It used this color. What is it called? Light orange. What if I do the blue? You see how it changed it? Now it has a texture because it had loaded this texture in here. This template has a texture. So all it's doing is layering a color onto it. And as you notice, it actually brings it out so it looks more three-dimensional. And this is cool. To me, this is cool. But you could try different colors. The other thing you could do is that I really like this yellow here. I don't know if you see my arrow. I like this yellow here. I would like to try it. So the way of finding that color, which is called the color picker, is you click on add a new color. But then on this thing, you see this little eyedropper. They call it an eyedropper. If I click on it, now wherever I put my cursor in the picture, it's going to pick that color. So I really like this yellow. So I'm going to click the yellow. And now it's changed it to the yellow. And what it has done, it has added the yellow up here to my document colors. That is a cool thing. I'm just saying. So you could have that. But that let me say, that was cool, but there's this pink. There's this little pink. How about the pink? I like the pink. Don't go too crazy now. You're just playing with it. So this was a pink that was not available in my default in my photo picture, but I like the way it stand because it's still picking up from the cover and it's still adding a little bit to that. And you can use that color picker. You can use it on text. You can use it on, if I want to change this text color. So to change the text color, I go up here to the capital A where it says text color and it's got like the rainbow underneath it. Click on it. Again, I can add a new color. I can do color picker. And I am going to pick this orange. Okay. And sometimes different words hang out with us. Now, what I would really like here is to change this to this kind of little flower that's back there because I think that would match from the cover better, but I don't know. Anyway, we have done, this is a simple, here is a post with the tropes on it, which is what we wanted to do. And now we're going to click and share it. We're going to share. I got to move all you people out of my way. We're going to do download. Okay, our options here is PNG or JPEG. PNG is usually the way that you go. This one is a 1080 by 1350. That means this one is a 4:5 Instagram post, which is fine. And you just download it like that. We just click the download. And it's going to automatically put it in my downloads folder. And you give it a name. In this case, I'm going to call it Bowen Reese, RHAS. Okay, that's it. Now, you're all saying, oh, that's really cool, Sarah. I guess it's done. That's great. Eh. There's something else you can do here if you wanted to make this an animated GIF. This is like a secret thing. It's not a secret thing. Designers have been doing it for years. If I copy this entire page, what I want to do is make it animated, but not where I have to pay for it. So I'm going to duplicate the page. And what I'm going to do now is to start to delete some of the elements on it so that I can save this as a series. I can save this as a GIF and it will actually look like it's animated. All right. So this is my main thing. And I'm going to rename this where it says page title up here is going to be, I'm going to call it main. And then this one's going to be page 1. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this and this. I'm going to leave the hearts. I'm going to get rid of that. And get rid of this. Get rid of this. I'm going to leave women's fiction. You're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's going to be page 1. Now I go back up to the top here and duplicate the page again. Okay, so I'm going to keep the women's fiction and I'm going to keep this special chances. So I'm going to get rid of this. I might leave that one. And I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to get rid of this one and this one. Okay, now I have to move. And it's easy to move it up. I'm going to move it up in the sequence. All right. So what I'm doing is that when I save this off, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to download this, but instead of a PNG, I'm going to save it as a GIF, the short clip with no sound. I'm going to do pages 1 through 3, and I'm downloading it. And the reason I'm doing this is that when this is saved, it should automatically do just like it looks like it's actually in action because it's adding things to it. And it might save it as a zip file where I have to break it apart. No, I saved it as a GIF, so we're gonna. So if I open this, is you see how it's like dancing? And it's an indefinite, it keeps going over and over again. That's how people make GIFs from their image. Now, if you saw this in an Instagram post, it would be more eye-catching because it's cool, because it's changing. And it doesn't take up as much room as if you did a reel, which is an MP4. Okay. Now, and you don't have to upgrade your plan or anything to do that. Now, your main file is still like this one, which is cool. Now, let's see, there was something else I wanted to show you that was fun. Oh, okay, we have the, okay. So we like what we did here, but now this is for an Instagram post. But what if we wanted instead to make it into a story? Because you can't really put this in the story. It needs to have a story size. So what you can do is click up here with the resize. Is this something that's forcing me to pay for? Oh, another reason that you want to buy it. All right. You would just click on this Instagram story and it would actually resize it for you. And then it would try to put all of the words in there, but it would make it so it's a lot easy. So it makes it so it's easier for you to change the verbiage. And so it looks very similar. So you're creating your thing, you're creating your pattern. What I'm going to show you now is if you actually bought the Canva, here are some of the cool things that you can do. Now I'm into my professional account. As it slowly comes up, we're going to get rid of some of this stuff up here. I was working on things. All right, we're going to go into, you're still in Canva AI. Let's say I want to just, okay. What are we doing here, people? Okay. All right, I want to create an Instagram. The graphic. Oh, oh, okay. With book cover and its tropes. See what I'll come up with. Gather some ideas. Sure, why not? I'm not going to like this, I can tell. So I am impatient. I'm going to just start with a create again, and I'm going to create a social media. And I'm going to do a 4x5 because I already know what I want to do. And I am going to upload again the file that I had before, which was I picked, these are the people I've been working on. We're going to pick Mrs. Endicott. Where is she? Here she is. Okay. I picked this. Now, I want to load that picture into the whole background. But because I'm using the pro version, I want to get rid of the words. I just want to have this lovely pink flower-y thing and the ocean view, the sunrise. It's a book cover. I want to get rid of all of this stuff that I don't need. So I'm going to hit edit. And because Magic Studio is what I want to pick. And I want to grab text. This is like wonderful. And it says, okay, we're going to have a click. It actually recognizes the text. So I just go through and I go grab that one, grab this one, grab this, and delete it. All right, I'm not done yet. I want to get rid of that, delete it. Okay, now I've got these weird other things that they put on the cover. So I'm going to go to Magic Grab, keep on the click, and I'm going to click on this. Ha, kill it. I'm so vicious, guys, so vicious. Now, I'm not done yet. I want to get rid of this. And I want to kill that too. So I'm getting my scene that I want. Now it did leave, it's leaving messes here. And I go, ah, ah, I hate that. So then I try brush. And all I have to do here is just highlight that. And let's see if that is better to get rid of it. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of that. And okay. And now I've cleaned up my background, okay? And I'm all done. So I'm finished with this magic grab. Now I have the elements of the book cover that I want to use as my background. And I can adjust this because it just took it from the middle. So let's say I want to get less of the sky. So now I've just moved it up. I put it in there, right? And I'm happy with this. What I want to do is to put the book cover in the middle, right? You don't have to line it up or anything. And I'm going to go ahead and use edit. And now I'm going to go down to the effects and I'm going to add the shadows. Now I know from experience, the glow shadow, it's either going to be the glow or the outline that'll make it look three-dimensional. So I'm going to click the glow because it gives me that little like raised bevel, as they call it. And I can change the size of this outline with this size over here. So right now it's at 15. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I can also change the color of it by clicking on the color. In this case, I know this is the only place that the dropper does not work, which is like a pain in the butt. So you have to know, you have to use these things down here. So let's just try this yellowish. So we're going to try the yellowish and see if that works. Do I have to actually, I have to put it up there. All right. And now I can just move this around. Now I go, oh, that's pretty, but it's not enough of a contrast for me to like it. So what I'm going to go in here to do to my background is I'm going to use this transparency and just lighten the background up a little bit. So it still has the elements of it, but my book cover is showing up better. Okay? Like that. Now I want to go and I want to put those arrows back. So I go to elements and you just type, you could type arrow, see what you come up with. We've got, okay, we're looking for graphics. So see all. So we've got all these curly arrows, right? Oops. So we like this one. And you don't have to worry which shape it's going in because you can remember we can move it. We can move it around. So I'm going to just pick up this one. It's black. Now, to make it smaller, you're like, that's huge, Sarah. Thanks a lot. So what we're going to do is you just shrink it. See how you shrink it? And then you can move it. And then I have to move it the other way so I can put text here. So I'm going to be, and then I'll just move it around there. Now, the other thing is if you wanted it to go behind it, this is where we get into layers and that becomes position. So let us say we want this part of the arrow to go behind this book cover. So how would you do that? You click on that, you click on position, and you're going to say backward. Do you see how I made it disappear? It's cool. Right. Now I'm just going to add a text box. I just add text boxes. Okay, so we've got it here. So the genre for this is, I don't know, we're going to say women's fiction again. All right. Now, your women's fiction. Just write women's fiction, Sarah, is the typing. Now, when you've highlighted the whole text here of text up here, you can just change the size really quickly, or you can make it bigger and it'll automatically go. It'll automatically reposition it. So we've got this. Now I can move it again. And then remember, in the other one, it had this thingamajiggy around it. So I'll go back over to my elements and I'll look for those were arrows. Arrows is not what I want. I would like we're going to call it a squiggly border. Let's see what that comes up with. Okay, a squiggly, oval border. Oh, this is cool. I like that. Here's what I think they use something like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to move that around and again, make it a little smaller. Maybe move it a little bit like that. Yeah, we're like, okay, that's cool. Now, what I could also do is up here in the color, it's black. But let's say I would like it to match this yellow. So I've clicked on the color and now I've got my colors again. And here it's saying, I don't see my yellow. So I pick color picker and I go over here and I try to find the yellow. There's the yellow. And now it looks like it's coming out of there. Now I could leave the women's fiction as it is, or I could go ahead and change that color to also, it's actually thinks it's green. There we go. Oh, and we say to ourselves, that's nice, Sarah, but nobody can see that. So we can try effects, which would be make it like a neon glow, maybe. There you go. So that's a really fast way of, if you use the pro version, you can change your background to more match your book cover because you can take the book cover elements out of it without you trying to erase it and everything else, which is really cool. The other thing, like the first one that we did, remember I said I really love this flowery bushy thing here. I could have used the magic grab just to grab the bush, and then I could put it into the thing that I liked. Those are things that you could do in Canva. Another thing, what I have done is I like to have, let me see if I can, okay. Oh, if I wanted to change this whole like element here again, I could change it to the same color. So now I could do that as well. So one of the things that I have done is, let's see if I can find it, is that I spent some time looking for the icons. And the way that you do that, let's see if I just open a new. Okay, so I am looking for, I'm just in a Google search. I'm looking for Amazon BN. Okay, looking for brand logos for Amazon Kindle Unlimited. Okay. So I'm looking for this, and I'm also going to look for, it's all in images, but I want to get the transparent one. See, okay, can't do that. All right. There, if it has this checkerboard on the background of it, that's going to be, that is a transparent, which is what I really want to have. Because I want to be able to write Kindle. I want the logo on there, and I can use their logo as long as I don't mess it up. It's That's why they have ones that you can actually use. Let me see if I can find the Kindle, a good Kindle Unlimited. Oh, maybe I should just say Kindle. Get rid of Amazon part and say Kindle Unlimited. Once you find it, you want to save it. Like here's probably a good one. Amazon Kindle Unlimited. It has the background here that's all like checkerboard, I guess the best way of doing it. So what I do is I go ahead and open it in a new tab so that it's the only thing in this tab. And I'll see if anybody else owns it. And I'm going to copy the image. And then I'll go ahead and upload it into, I'll save it as transparent and I'll upload it into my Canva. And the reason I do that is that when I'm in Canva, then I can pick, let's see, don't I have here? So that's what I've done here. So now I have a Kindle Unlimited. So you notice that it like overlays it on the background. It's really big, but I'm going to go ahead and move this there. And now I could have moved this down a little bit more, and then I'd have to move my other things down. Now, if you finally do something and you're like, oh, I like it has a cute little background and whatever, you can pair them together so that you can start moving them around and you don't have to redo it. And the way of doing that is to click on the two pieces, holding your shift key down, and you're going to call it as a group. Now, when I group it, now it's got the notice. That's a kind of a better thing to do. Okay. And then you can always go, oh, I don't like that color. So I'm going to change the color back to black. Here we go, black. Okay. So that's just an idea. You could do the things. Now also I could resize this whole thing into, I want to make this into a story or reel. So I'm making an Instagram story. So I just say copy and resize. And it's going to go ahead and now it opens my story. So everything that I've worked on is resized. Okay, but now I've got to go change some stuff. So now I can open up this. I'm just filling in it. It's got, the stuff is there. Okay, I can make the picture bigger. Just making it bigger. I can move this. Okay, I got to make sure I can move this around. Could also make it bigger. See what was paired together. I can move my little arrow now. If I find my yellow, okay, sometimes you have to move things around so you find your arrow. Okay, so we're going to put this down here and then we are going to move this over. Okay, I'm going to move it around. Okay, just get the right one, Sarah. There we go. Okay, we're going to make it bigger. And we need to angle it a little bit and then maybe make it smaller so it'll, I don't know, we're doing this and then we could also make this bigger. It's Kindle Limited. And then now we've got it in the story format. Okay. So we've just created two graphics, one that's going to be for an Instagram post and one that's going to be for an Instagram story. Okay, that is actually it. Do we have any questions? Did that help you? You can turn on your sound now.
It helped. I made a graphic, but then you lost me when you did this one. So I'm gonna have to rewatch the video because
Okay.
I got lost and then I was like, okay, forget it.
And everything I did in this one is you have to have the pro version. They're
Well,
not
I
going to
just
let you do, they're not going to let you do the magic edits and any of that stuff unless you have the
right.
pro version.
So I signed up for the 30-day
Okay, yeah. And then
trial.
it's,
We'll see.
I think that when I learned how to, when they incorporated, and they've only put the Magic Studio in the last year, but it was like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful because I can take a book cover now and I can just get rid of the text on it and I can use the same book cover as a background or as or pieces of it into my graphics so that it's really recognizable to readers.
Yeah.
And that
That
is like,
was,
wow, okay.
yeah.
That is really cool.
Now, Kim is an expert at this because she writes stories every day, and I'm wondering where she gets those from. That's really cool kind of stuff. But I'd be happy to show you anything else that you wanted to figure out that somebody did, and how did they do that, and how could you do it? Okay, that was essentially it. I don't know if you have any other questions. Okay, and so my only sales pitch is that if this is all too overwhelming for you, then do remember that Fresh Fiction does have graphic services. I do have Blad will be happy to make banners and stuff for you and graphics and things like that.
No, Sarah, this was great. And I made a graphic and then now when it comes up with templates, it's coming up with all kinds of templates with the little arrows. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, okay. So I'm gonna have to play with it and
Yeah,
see.
and you do play with it because the more times that you do it, the better you get at it, kind
Yeah.
of thing. And so that's an interesting thing. Like for example, like when I do the animated GIFs, I like when I have August contest is that so we just do it and then we just change the text color so it goes is so each of the different pages within it is a different text color, and that's like really easy to do once you get your design. Then
Yeah.
you can start taking it away, and then when you save it as a GIF, it'll automatically make that animated thing for you, which is that's cool. But a
I'm
lot of people try
excited.
to, yeah, a lot of people try to save it as a video, and then they find that they can't upload it into places that they would like to, like their newsletter. When I do something, I like to be able to reuse it in social media and in a newsletter. So that's okay, guys, please how can I do that? And so the old fashioned way is to use a GIF. And I'm like, okay, how do I make a GIF? So I figured that out. So a lot of fun, huh? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And that's fine. But I'm glad that it helped. Then what? Okay,
I
ahead,
said,
Deborah. I'm
thank
sorry.
you, Sarah. I have been trying to figure out how to do these arrows for a while now.
Yeah, they're not hard once you find them.
Yeah.
Because you can move them around, so you don't have to worry about because I remember, I will be honest with you, I remember what I wanted to point in a different direction and I didn't realize that you could like rotate them. And then that was like big light bulb moment. I went, oh, and then I didn't realize you could change the color of them. And I'm like, another big light bulb moment. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is cool things.
I just had a light bulb moment. I found my microphone.
Ah, there you go, Kim. Did you have anything to add now that you're not just talking to yourself?
Yeah. No, I thought this was great because I didn't know how to remove the wording on my own like book cover.
Uh-huh.
And I was frustrated like crazy with that.
Yeah.
So can you show me where the magic grab is one more time?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Magic.
We're going to do a new one. Let's see. I'm going to make an Instagram. We'll do an Instagram square this time. And because I just loaded your your book cover last night. I'm going to use upload file. Okay, now I'm going to just,
how did you get to this point? You went so fast, I've lost you.
oh, okay. Okay, we'll start over again.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm on the main, I'm going to create is the main
Okay,
thing.
great. Okay.
Okay, we're going to create an Instagram post as 4x5.
Okay.
Okay. So now I just have a blank screen.
Okay.
It tells me I can use templates. It goes and says you want to do templates, designs, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't want to blah. I'm going to do this from scratch. So the first thing I need to do is click on uploads.
Okay.
Then I click on upload files. And then I find where I had saved the cover on my hard drive. I'm looking at my hard drive.
Okay.
Okay. And I know that last night I did Kim's book cover, so I'm picking it.
Okay.
And when I pick it, it highlights it, and then I click open. And now I've added it to my upload files. Like right here are all the files I just uploaded recently. And I keep them in upload until I decide I either want to save them for posterity's sake, like I might reuse it, or I'm going to delete it. So I do a cleanup like once a week kind of thing. All right, now what I'm doing is I'm taking the book cover and I'm moving it over to this blank thing, and I want it to cover the whole thing. So I'm just taking it and drop. Okay, the other way of doing it that some people do now, if I delete this, which is this little arrow, this little undo at the top here. So I want to undo, it went away. I could do that, which is just click it once here and it'll show up. But then I have to try to actually fit it into this thing, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to get rid of that. So I have to actually drag. This is a part where you drag it. So I'm dragging it and it fills it up.
Oh, mine didn't.
You didn't drag long enough.
Oh. Okay, let's try again. Drag. Oh, there it does. Well, kind of. It cuts off a little at the top.
Like it cuts off in the beginning because it's trying to fit it into a size that's not the exact size as the element I'm putting into it. But that's okay. But that is okay. Now, I click on edit. At the top here, we have edit, BG remover, that's background remover, flip, all these different things.
How did you get that?
It showed up automatically because I have it highlighted. Click in your box. Click in that thing on the right.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Click in the box.
Right. Now I'm clicking edit. And now I go over to the left-hand side. It says Magic Studio.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have to click a little arrow. You can barely see it. An arrow to the right.
Okay.
It says BG remover. That means background remover. BG generator. It's background generator. Magic eraser. That's the one I used to use all the time. Then there's a little arrow. You want to click it. Magic grab and grab text. I'm looking to get rid of that horrible text that's on Kim's book cover because I want to just use the man and the woman. All right.
Okay.
So I click on grab text and it starts to think. It's actually going through and it's going, oh, I know what text is.
Oh,
so you see it's highlighted it.
Okay.
But you have to actually highlight it so it really stays purple to get rid of it. So I'm going to get rid of and I'm going to get rid of the rebellious Countess Helene Matson. And then I'm going to get rid of the sisters. Okay. Now I go up to the top where it says duplicate. Why the hell would I want to do that? I don't know. Delete or deselect. So if you've highlighted too many things, you would want to deselect. But I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to hit delete.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my hand off the keyboard. Because I'm now the Scandalous Sisters is still there. So I have to click it again and say delete.
Okay.
All
Interesting.
right. And now there's this backgroundy thing. Okay, so it's now telling me there's no text left in this thing. And I go, okay, we're going to go back. What I want to go back to edit. I'm still in edit, but now instead of grab text, I want to do magic grab. Magic grab is going to get objects. And you see how it went over it real fast? It says, we got these different objects here. Would you like me to pick the object? Now here, I can actually decide if I'm really focused on this one. Oh, I could get his ass. Sorry.
It's a good ass.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is the part here that's really annoying me, and it's not highlighting. So when I hit over here on the left-hand side under Magic Grab, I've got three options. I've got brush, click, and foreground. So click is not doing anything for me except getting ashes and that's not what I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to try foreground. What if, now that I had this option, what if I just want the couple? I could now hit this duplicate. So
Okay.
now it's in my memory and I can go down here and add a page. See what I'm doing? And then I click on the new page and I just say paste. Oops, wrong one. That didn't work. So, okay. Doing edit. Magic grab. Okay, here it is.
Oh, wow.
Now, the background is all clear. Okay, so I'm done. I want to come out of there. So now, let me see. Okay, that's how I move it. All right. So I have to move it down here to the new page.
Look at that. It's amazing.
Now there's a lot of things I could do with this. I could make it bigger. I could make it smaller. It like cuts off here because remember it was against so I want to kind of line it up so it looks pretty like that. Now I can add a background to this, which is click up here with background color. If I want to have it like a gradient, which means it's got like different background designs or it's got different textures and things, I could do that here by picking these, and you could pick combinations. But let's just say for the background cover, I want to make it that color to stand out. Now I can also take it and edit it. And I want to put like a ring around it so it stands out 3D. That's going to be under FX effects. So that's the shadows. These are just the ones you use. Now glow or outline. Let's say I want to use outline this time. And then I go, oh, that's too fat. So I could bring it in a little bit. So it's just a little bit of an outline.
Okay.
Okay.
That is
Oh.
amazing. I love it.
Thank you. I missed the one step on where you clicked edit up above, and I couldn't figure out where you got all.
The magic stuff.
I saw magic media on the side,
Yeah.
but I couldn't figure out where you were getting different.
And I find that, okay, so I'm adding another page here. If I don't drag it correctly into that, if instead I just plop it over,
Mm.
it's harder to do the editing
Yeah.
because you're doing with it. You can still, whatever is highlighted, then this bar up here is going to be what you can do with it. And edit has the most stuff on the left-hand side.
Okay.
But you just go through the Magic Studio when you pay for it, and you just see what are the different things, because they just added the text. This is new in the since April.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but before that I had to use the Magic Grab or I had to do erasing and then fix and finesse the background, and that was just a pain. But like here, okay, so here we're doing it pops it up, even though this one that we're using is smaller, but it still pops it up kind of thing. And you just want to, let's say we just wanted to get rid of that one. You could just delete. You could do it slowly or you could do it more quickly. It's up to you as to get rid of things.
You made a GIF out of a book cover.
Have I made a GIF out of the book cover?
Yeah, like having the words show up.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Like you could even take, oh, this would be interesting. So let's say I want to click on the text instead of, let's see. Okay, deselect. I just want to get, I don't want the Helen Madison. So I wonder, see, can I just, we'll try. So I'm going to duplicate it. I've got it here, but I want to change the color of it. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just trying stuff. I'm going to change the color to this rosy pink. Yay. All right.
It's a different size.
There's a different size. I have to resize it in the kind of
And
this. That's
isn't
not
it a
working
different?
because it kept the same font, really.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Exactly
did?
the same font.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just looks so much different in that color.
Because
Helene
it's,
isn't.
and
Oh, I think it's a different font.
I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
it is.
Oh, it is. It's
That's
a little bit
person.
different.
Yeah.
yeah. I like that font better.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool that you can do that.
But you could just, but yeah, the content, everything is different. That's why it's not
Yeah.
fitting.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, you can get lost in this for hours, Terry. I'm
I
just
would
saying.
imagine. Wow.
And yet, one of my best ones I just made took me like 20 minutes. And it was just like, oh my gosh, if I could do more in 20 minutes, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is that once you make one and you like, okay, I'm really in love with this, using that resize and copying makes the rest of them a lot easier because you've got all of the elements and now if you just have to shove them in and make them fit whichever way you're doing it.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. That was it for today. Oh, the other thing is if you ever needed to grab your logo or your
Yes.
little series logo, do you guys
Yeah.
know how to do that?
Oh, yeah. How do
Oh.
you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Okay, so
Start at the
let's
beginning. Go to
go
create.
back. All right, let's go. I'm going to get rid of this because it's not big enough and I'm going to get rid of rebellious. Okay. So I'm putting the whole thing back in here. So you just have to get it to the right place. All right. And now I'm going to use edit.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to use magic grab for this.
Okay, grab.
And I'm going to use the click and let's see if it'll find it.
Huh.
There it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to try adding a page and see if I can move it down. There we go. Now, if I want to, I'm like, that's nice because it's on that blue thing, but I want to try to get, so I'm going to make it a little bigger so I can see it. So it's got the background there. I'm going to use background remover and see if that will work.
Ew.
That did not work. So you just have to fiddle with it until you can get like the change out the blues. But now you've got your little logo.
That's cool.
Because what they've done is if they made your logo for you for your series and they say, can I please have a transparent background of the logo? And if they go, huh, because they've hired out somebody else to do it, this is how you would go through background removal and stuff until you can get it and then save it so that you have it as a transparent image that you can put on other things. that was it for this time. And next time I have been asked to show people how to set up their mailer light. Us, and I hope that you've learned a little bit about how to use Canva as an author. We're bringing these workshops to you on a bi-weekly basis, and I hope that you'll join us. Thank you.